What's up, guys? Welcome to the studio. I am going to be breaking down a track that I've been working on for a while now called Let Me In. It's a future bass track, and I'm going to be going over some of the chord stacks and a few other things. So if you are interested in future bass production, let's check it out. Okay, let's do this. So I got my DAW open here. I use FL Studio. I love it. It is the best DAW in the world. Yeah, so I got a vocal from a vocalist, an artist called Maya on soundbetter.com. Great site if you're looking to find artists for your track. I'll play through the pre-chorus into the drop, and then I'll try and break down the sounds in the drop. Let's give it a listen. Okay, cool. So I've got different groups of sounds. I'll start off with what I call the high synths. So these are mainly saw synths that take up the higher synth sounds. So what I try to do is group them together. And I've got, I think the most important thing to do is to choose sounds that work well together. Some of them play in higher octaves, some of them are stabbing, some of them are just playing chords. Mainly use Serum, but I thought I should use Nexus as well because I bought it and I never use it. I use Silent as well, made a sound in there. Silent's okay, and Omnisphere as well. I'll play through what this group sounds like together. Okay. I'll just solo out each one of these so you can kind of get an idea for what the different sounds are like. So this is a Serum patch that I made. So it's got some OTT on it. OTT is a free plugin. It's a great plugin compressor. Also just colors the sound. Taken out all of the low in this, and not too much, about 19-20%. As you can see, I've actually used every single channel on this song so far, so I've run out of channels. Okay, next sound is another Serum. This one is doing some stabbing. It's got a transient shaper on it. A lot of attack, taking the sustain down a little bit, just to make that sound more plucky and stand out a little bit. This is without the transient shaper on it. A bit of EQ. I usually cut out above about 10k because it starts to build up some harshness. 10k plus. More OTT. done a brick wall here, just cutting out 10k plus. Sometimes put in white noise to make up for the white noise, the 10k that I've cut out. So far I haven't added it here. I think it sounds great. So this one's playing chords in the higher octave. Nexus, I felt bad, so I put it in. It's a nice sound. It's kind of nice and wide. It has that trancey kind of saw sound to it, which is different. Worked well with the saw stack. Just cut out below 300 on this one. So the silent is doing chords as well, some stabs. Cutting out 10k plus. Cleaning up the sound in OTT. And the last one is a nice Omnisphere sound. I actually used, so I got this from Anulanium, how to use breaking down one of his tracks, and I used this, shaped it a little bit. I think I just changed the attack release a little bit. What it does is just give that nice sort of 100k, it's got a nice click to it, which also brings out that pluckiness. So altogether, that's how they sound. So they're going to a bus where I did some cleanup around 300, and then a bit of distortion as well. Okay, let's move on to the mid bass sounds. So I've grouped them all together as well. They sound a little bit like this. So I've got 5 different sounds here, group them all and then bus them over to my mid synth bus. Bit of EQ there, taking out 300. Camel Crusher again. For this song, I really wanted this distorted kind of hard-hitting sound, which is why Camel Crusher is everywhere. Might have overdone it on the Camel Crusher, but I think it sounds good. I might dial it back a little bit. I haven't quite gotten to release this song yet. And then Psy-Q, which I like for boosting. I've boosted around 2300, about 4 dB, just to make the that mid bass pop through. I'll take you through the sounds, solo them out so you can hear what's making up this group. Serum patch. This is the Flaming Super Saws patch in Omnisphere. I love it. Nice and wide. I'm taking 300 out in all of these, I think. Yeah, just because it starts to build up around 300, it starts to sound a bit muddy. This is another Serum, bit of Camel Crusher on it, taking out 300. Same thing here, a bit of OTT, take out 300, cut out above 10k. And lastly, I've got a Trillion live bass guitar just to add a bit of that kind of more organic sound. I've got guitar rig on here to give it some distortion and compressed the heck out of it. Yeah, so this was providing some around 100 to 300. Cool, so that's the mid bass sound. Next thing is the lead line. So I'll solo that out, let you listen to it. It's a pretty simple sound actually. I got it in Omnisphere. Unstable sawhook. I think I messed about with it. Just the attack and release a little bit. I added a portamento glide, but it didn't sound that great. And then effects wise, bit of Camel Crusher, just destroy it. Added some vintage verb, about 60%, wet dry, pretty small. I think there's actually some reverb on here already. Oh, actually, yeah. So I added Metal Zone, which is a great little effects in Omnisphere. Yeah, there's, oh, there we go. So it's got a bunch of verb already on it. And then the LFO for this, I wanted to, so I've got a main bus where all of the side chaining is being done, but I wanted the side chain for the lead to be slightly different. So I gave it its own LFO. I use LFO tool for side chaining. And then a bit of widening, just moving it out in the stereo field, and tiny bit of EQ. I might go back and clean this up a little bit. Yeah, so that's the lead line. And then I've also got a what I call a support, which is kind of just playing the notes that I want to highlight. And it's also doing something, so it's going along with the vocal as well. I'll play the two together here. It's also playing some of the notes of the vocal. You can hear a lot of distortion on that one as well. That is, so it's two different sounds, and I'll solo them out. One of them is Galaxy Lead, so I got it in a sample pack, preset pack by Oversample. Great preset pack. And I think it's pretty much close to stock how I found it. It sounds like this on its own. And then I've got a violin, lead electric violin. I thought they sounded pretty nice together. They both got portamento on, so yeah, that's those two, what I call the support. And I think that's about it. There's a sub layer as well, so the sub is that's not the sub. Yeah, the sub is it's also got the portamento on, so it's sliding between some notes. Sounds pretty cool, I think. And for that first bit I just added a bit of fuzz, just to make it sound a little bit more full in this these first two bars, the opening. And that is about it. So if you have any questions, I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks for listening. So that's the tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. That was my first tutorial and it was way harder to do than I thought it would be. If you have any questions or any suggestions for future videos, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And here's to the next one.